possible.
Hey, there's Willie Griswold.
Good morning.
I'm Chick, and here's Tom with our special guest.
We're going to have a couple of super handsome guys.
Wow,
There's one of them
look
right
at
there on the
that.
big screen. That's Al Jackson, who looks like he's all swole, as they say. Are you pumping iron, Al?
I'm just getting into it again. I was really into it for like 2 years during the pandemic, and then I just fell off, So I'm coming back now, and I actually just used the word "fell off." Tom, that was going to be one of the words that I asked you. One of the phrases.
I think I can figure out what that means. You were lifting weights, but then you got lazy and stopped. You fell off the program, as it were.
Do you see, Tom? You're already even in the world we haven't begun yet. You're already picking up your swag. Everybody in the room can feel it. Mm-hmm. And quite honestly, except for Christy, I would say that every man in there is a little intimidated by you, Tom. And
Thank you very much. Speaking of swole, which, by the way, appeared in my crossword puzzle the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Contextually about lifting weights, et cetera, et cetera. The very handsome Greg Hahn is here with us.
Do you think I don't see that handsome man there?
Look at Al, ripped piece of gristle. Incline bench, 225, sets of 6.
Greg, I was having some thoughts, man. I feel like you're talking about where you should move.
Yeah.
This is a little out of the box. This is how we think on this show, okay?
Yeah.
Here's what you should do. You sold your condo. You should buy a house or condo somewhere in the South next to an all-black college. Now, hear me out.
I like it.
You don't have to enroll in the college, but you're allowed to wander around all day.
Yeah.
So all day, people are like, have you seen that gigantic white dude?
Like 87 years old.
You never really talk to anybody. You just say, hey, how things going, talk about classes. You never say if you're taking classes. And at the end of our lives, don't we all just want to be legends?
Yeah.
Are you telling me that if you wandered around that campus for 30 years, that there wouldn't be some kind of Greg Hahn plaque and it just is a question mark like, who is this dude?
Occasionally he eats at the commissary.
I'm here for it. People are like, I think he's a football coach. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
Greg, I think the Marine in you would take over, and within a week, you'd be blowing a whistle directing the Howard Marching Band.
Right.
All right.
These are good ideas.
HBCU. And I mean you, buddy.
Outstanding.
Related to nothing really, I had a question. I was thinking about this earlier this week. I have a question about black people.
Okay. I'm assuming this is directed towards Greg.
Why aren't there more black magicians?
That's a great question.
Thank you.
I think
May
it's
I
a
be-
really
may I
good
be
question.
excused?
I'm sure there are some very fine. You're just not
Yeah.
familiar with them.
But I didn't say why aren't there any. Why aren't there more?
Well, how many magicians can you name?
None of them are black.
Oh, come on. I mean, you can name, what, 2?
I can name 4.
Who?
Copperfield, Chris Angel,
Penn and Teller.
Penn and Teller. There's your 4.
No, Penn and Teller count as
Oh, 1.
Justin Willman.
Justin Willman. Yeah.
Okay, 5.
Yeah.
white.
Is it like a representation thing, maybe?
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's are you not interested?
No, so
performing magic?
you're expecting Al to speak for all black people in the world.
That's what you expect from him every week. Let's not pretend this isn't what it is.
I didn't say I disagreed with you.
How dare you
you
get
know
up
what?
on your high horse? That's named Tom, by the way, that horse.
In a world where I feel like I can talk spontaneously off the cuff about most things, Josh, I'm telling you, I'm thinking about that. I mean, yes, there aren't that many famous magicians, but you would think throughout all of our lifetimes, you would have seen at least 1 or 2. I'm thinking about I was 2 years on Carnival. I've done the Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa Beach a bunch where there's at least 2 magicians on every show. It is very, and you would just think like there'd be 1.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right.
There probably is one that we're just not aware of.
What about,
I have no doubt, but
how about like Chinese or lady magicians or?
yeah, you don't see. You're right. Why is it always weirdo white dudes?
There is a part of magic that is super creepy though, and that does it lends itself to men, and there's just the idea of like putting people under a spell. It goes from like mesmerizing to like, where's my daughter? You know, like you just don't. I don't trust those dudes. So I get it.
But a
It's
lot of
it's
great.
weird,
I mean,
weird profession, but there should be at least one black dude or black woman.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, Johnny Carson,
Sure.
Dick Cavett. A lot of those guys started doing magic.
Right.
when they
Steve
were
Martin.
little. Yeah,
Yeah.
Steve Martin does great stuff. So who knows? I don't know. The purpose of this show, if you're wondering,
Is not to discuss magic.
is to.
Al said it was a great question.
It was a
And I'm sure
fantastic question.
we'll have to. I'm sure there's an excellent magician of color, if you will.
There's
I
that
wonder
great
what his
song.
name would be.
Richard Potter.
The great.
Okay.
Richard, what?
Yeah, there's
Richard
several.
Potter.
But you had to
online.
Google black magician.
Right.
We shouldn't have
Yeah,
to do
I-
that.
That old black
and,
magic.
and also Ace, I love Ace to death. But like he just did what people do is like when you're like, oh, there are no black magicians or there's no African American middle inner relief pitchers.
Yeah.
And then they throw out a name. Like, oh, well, there's this guy that's like no one has ever heard of him.
I mean, he's not great.
Like, oh, I guess you don't want to talk about Talib McKenzie. That's not I'm sure he's a person,
Well,
but like
Talib McKenzie's
like-
mother isn't talking about Talib McKenzie.
There's a magician here called Ice McDonald, but he goes by Kendrick Ice McDonald, and he calls himself the first famous Kendrick.
Because Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick Lamar, and he's wearing a purple sport coat, and he's holding a parrot.
All right.
Okay.
And then
Are you sure you
there's-
didn't log on to a Reformed Pimp's website? He's leaning against the Cadillac.
And I think somebody should make a call to this magician. His name's Randy Shine,
Okay.
and he's a black gentleman. I don't know why he was
Is there a rating on there or is just he's black? Is that enough to get booked now?
That's
I'm extraordinarily uncomfortable.
one of the nicest guys in magic, he says.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Al,
Oh, here's a guy holding two ducks. All right, never mind.
the point of this show is to make me somewhat more hip, which you're thinking, how's that possible?
How is that possible?
With some contemporary slang, if you will, or just terms that I might not be familiar with. What have we got?
Well, I mean, look, I don't want to disrespect a man of your intellectual prowess, but we're going to start with a pretty easy one. I'm sure your own son has probably said this around you from time to time. So, Tom, do me a favor. Do us a favor. Tell the world what the word litty means. Litty. Like witty, but with an L. What is litty?
At first thought it was like G. Gordon.
I knew that's what you were going to say.
Liddy. Wow. Is it used to describe a person?
No. That'd be a stretch.
Wow.
Is it the thing that's just above the sweet, sweet pudding?
Answer him, Al.
How do you find the liddy?
Let's see now. The L spot.
Oh, touch my lid.
Would I say I'm feeling kind of liddy tonight?
You could,
But
you
it's
could say that.
unlikely.
Al, is it if you're witty because you're lit? So when I get drunk or I tend to get funnier, more clever.
That's what everybody that's been kicked out of bars has said.
Right.
I'm just too funny for the staff.
Is it as basic as someone who's reads a lot and is quite literary?
No, I'll tell you this, Tom, really quickly. Josh had the first half of it. It's not the witty part, but he had the first half of it is correct. Go with that.
Oh, so it's like being lit, where someone who is lit is someone who is intoxicated. They used to say
Yes,
maybe
but there's
tight
another
or-
term for lit as well.
Tight.
I'm reading a Hemingway book right now, and everyone's
course.
tight. That's the.
I'm reading Seuss.
Doctor Seuss.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short.
If Dr. Seuss was
Still a
a
doctor.
secret agent, Seuss, Dr. Seuss.
I'm lost here. What was the
I'll
first?
have a juice box. Shaken.
Do you know what he's talking about now?
Remember, Tom, we said if something is lit, like you could say a party is lit, like, oh, how was Christy's New Year's party? Oh, my God, it was so lit. So you could say the morning of the party or on your way there, like you could be in the car, Willie and Josh is like, oh, it's about to be litty in here tonight. That party is about that. We know Christy throws it down. Nothing but top shelf booze, none of that well stuff that we find it, other people's houses. Like we're about to get litty tonight.
Ah.
So kind of a classy, fun party thing.
Or just like it's about to be like borderline wild. Like it's about to be lit in here. Like we're about to turn the lights on and then off in this party. So Tom, tell the people or show the people how to use the word litty in a sentence. Let's go.
Oh, this is easy. I think you just did it for me. I tell you, this engagement this evening certainly will be a great fundraiser, and I bet it'll be really litty.
Yeah, that's really selling it.
I don't know about that.
They got an open bar. It'll be really litty.
I think you're supposed
I
to be
like that's your mentality going into fundraisers. Who's this for a bunch of kids? Okay, it doesn't matter. Is it an open bar?
Yeah.
Now, Tom, we're gonna keep with this momentum. I wouldn't say we have a ton of momentum right now, but
No, we don't want to lose of what we've got. Yeah.
we're going to get this boulder going down here. So, Tom, turn to those people that are kind of mocking you this morning because you're not doing great and tell them what it means to curb somebody. C-U-R-B.
Oh, I'll kick him to the curb. Yeah, dump him. Hey, I'll curb you guys to the show myself. No?
You're like 60% there. Like,
okay,
if you were a kid in my class, I would have given you a D-. Not because it shouldn't be an F, but because I don't want you to repeat the 7th grade and have to come back to see me.
Yeah, curb. Anybody have an idea?
Christy
What?
has done this many
What?
because she's such a cutie. You've had to, and I'm sure very politely, had to do this to several students.
Oh, I get it now. It's it's like getting rid of someone. You're at an event and someone's talking to you. You got to curb them so you can move on.
Right. Yeah, you're not telling them to get away from you. You're just like, hey, I'd be like, hey, Christy, how you doing? You'd be like, hey, I'm doing great. My husband's grabbing us 2 drinks. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's kind of subtle.
Don't put it down.
Gotcha.
Like, you don't take the horse behind the barn with the 6-shooter, but you just kind of put, you're just like, hey, I know where you're going with this, and let me stop you. Oh, you just made me think of a random story.
Okay.
I was doing a gig in San Francisco, and your boy, this is back when your boy was still drinking. And I was about to walk directly into the women's bathroom at this theater I was in. And this other woman, she curbed me so well. She just goes, I'm going to stop you right there, buddy. And it was so non-confrontational and funny, but like I was 2 steps into the woman's bathroom. She just goes, and I'm going to stop you right there, buddy. But that's like, that's great. She didn't yell. She didn't call me a predator. She was like, hey, bro, you look a little litty, and we're going to redirect you to the men's.
Yeah, because this room is a little clitty. A little rhyme there.
All right.
Wow, he just threw it right out there, didn't he?
No reason to pussyfoot around, so to speak.
Wow.
Jesus.
Well, the good news, Al, you won't have to worry about calling next week.
We've been finally. That's my goal. Is eventually we will offend enough people where I can go to
It's a
sleep.
slang term. I see no reason to. Al Jackson is our guest. Al is featured, of course, on DBL, the Daily Blast Live, and they don't turn you loose enough to
Do you
expound.
want me to take my shirt off today? I will.
No, you know what I mean. It's
They turn him loose
a lot of very serious topics.
No, Al, that clip of you talking to one of your coworkers, I think they're eating Popeyes for the first time, and you say something to the effect of, does that taste like a neighborhood you've never been to before? Dude, that's like popping up on my Instagram reels and TikTok feed. It's all over the place.
It's so weird because that clip, this is the 3rd time that it's gone viral. And it's so weird because the first one was initially what happened. Long story short, we're out of time. I had a tooth removed earlier that day, and I went back to the set, and I was feeling no pain, buddy. We'll leave it at that. And that was the day when remember years ago when Popeye chicken sandwiches had that big debut?
Sure.
So we tried them on the air, and my co-host Tori, the blonde, her dad is one of the most famous litigators alive right now, for real. And so she grew up super rich in D.C. She has an elevator in her crib like a rich kid. She'll tell you. And so when I ate the Popeye chicken, as I was taking a bite, Tori said, I've never had Popeye. So I said to Tori, does that taste like a neighborhood you've never been to? And so then that went viral like 4 years ago. Then like 2 years ago, it resurfaced, only somebody cut in the part right after Tori starts laughing after I said that to her, they cut into that Dave Chappelle, Rick James, gotcha, B. You know, that little thing. So then they went viral with that. And now, in this world of fake news, the third time the clip's gone viral, whoever made it go viral cut out the part of me saying it to Tori, and it's me saying it to my co-host, Jeff Schroeder, who's been on Big Brother twice and Amazing Race with his wife, Jordan, and it has me saying it to him, but Jeff had nothing to... Jeff is from a working-class neighborhood outside of Chicago. Like, that joke wouldn't have even made sense saying it to him.
Huh.
Like, but it's so crazy that joke, that clip has been doctored now to the point where I think the next go round they're gonna take me out of it.
And how is Tori Dershowitz doing these days?
I mean, her dad is like a real, you can look him up. He's Jerry Shulman. He's a world-class litigator. So he'll get Greg out of trouble for trespassing on black college campus.
And it all
bring it around.
It all ties in.
That was nice.
Put that cap on it. Al Jackson. Check out Al on the DBL, the Daily Blast Live. Thanks, Al. Always a great pleasure. We got some words to work on for next time. But I'll tell you what, I bet your show's going to be all litty today.
That's right. Tea time. You already got it.
Okay. They'll be doing shots.
Thanks,
on the show.
Al.
Thank you very much.
Y'all.